Top of the morning. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. A few minutes ago, I called into the KBLA radio station because Dr. Melina Abdullah is sitting in for the regular morning host, Dominique DePrima. Good morning, y'all. And she's interviewing another member of Black Lives Matter. Well, Dr. Melina Abdullah is one of the founding members of Black Lives Matter. She is currently the director, and for several years I have been her personal security. I'll go into a little more of that in a minute, but I just called into the radio station because, you know, she finally said something that, you know, we've been suspecting, but it's not until people actually do it that you could, you know, act on it 100 for sure. She was basically selling to the community how they supported this AB 7 bill that was presented by Isaac Bryan, which is basically a college preferential admissions bill. And it says colleges and universities may consider. It's not even a guaranteed bill. But in reality, what it is, it's a substitute for the real reparations bills Isaac and the rest of the California Legislative Black Caucus blocked at the direction of Gavin Newsom. So last year they blocked real reparations, and this year they came with this bullshit they call reparative justice, which again is not reparations. One of the bills is calling for an additional 3 to 5 years study, and with that we know black people aren't getting shit else in California. We've been left out here to fucking die. People have been pushed out of their homes every motherfucking day. And part of the reason we have gotten into this position because leaders just like Isaac for decades now have led us into this position where we are damn near non-existent. Our numbers are dwindling. But to get back to this AB 7, so this year Isaac comes with a preferential college bill, and instantly I'm like, okay, this is some shit all these motherfuckers are pushing to validate them, to get black people to once again support them. And today on the radio show, Dr. Abdullah said, you know, Gavin Newsom, if you want the black vote, you need to approve this. It don't fucking matter if Gavin Newsom approved this and all that shit. He does not deserve no motherfucking black vote when you look at the state of Black California. And again, what happened with the reparations bills last year, it put the exclamation mark on what we've been seeing continuously by these Negro misleaders, giving us a bunch of fucking nothing. And it's unfortunate that Dr. Abdullah and her guest, who is also a member of Black Lives Matter, are attempting to sell this to the people. As they are saying Black Lives Matter, they're selling some bullshit that's going to further fucking harm and displace black people in California. So most of this summer I've been refraining to really come public just yet. You know, we've been talking how to go about this because situations like this where people have gained the trust, the belief, the support of people, too often it's hard for them to acknowledge shit like this. You know, Dr. Abdullah, of course, Isaac, they're great at talking people into what they want to fucking see subjectively. But again, if people understand objectivity, you can see the bullshit in these fucking bills they're pushing. Tokens have no place representing the black vote. Hey, good morning, all. I'm just sharing. I just had to call in to KBLA because Dr. Melina Abdullah, who a lot of us have loved and trusted for several years, is now trying to lead folks back to the Democratic plantation. Bottom line, just to keep the shit fucking simple. You know, when we first found out, again, I had to find out that her and BLM were supporting this AB 7 shit. Again, these are people who I was saying almost daily. A lot of folks have they're in communication with a lot of folks in the reparations movement, and we had to find out, you know, that they were meeting with Isaac to help try to validate him and Gavin Newsom. Because what she just said on the show is, Gavin, if you want the black vote, then you need to sign this bullshit. And again, that's the fucking con. As he's looking to run for fucking president, more than likely, Isaac, others on the CLBC are looking at possible positions within that campaign, or even if he were to win some shit, because he's not doing some bullshit like this, he's not about to fucking win. But this entire summer, you know, it's been hard dealing or figuring out how to exactly respond to a situation that I've been a part of from day one. From the very first fucking day Black Lives Matter started, you know, I was right there in Africa Town. The very first meeting I went to. At that time, I was the head of the Council of Ujima, a coalition we put together of about 7 different black grassroots organizations at the time. So from the beginning, I did not get as involved. Some of our brothers, Matt Capone, Dino, they were more involved. In the earlier years, we did collaborate on different actions, but a lot of us saw them more as civil rights, which is exactly, you know, what folks can clearly see they do. But in the effort of working together, you know, putting our differences to the side, you know, we didn't focus as much on the differences. But when we see it's gotten to this point where we are in a dire strait, and we need folks who are really going to stand up for us, and they're now collaborating to push this bullshit, nah. And, you know, I started to say earlier, you know, we were looking at what effect this will have on the community. We know in past times, as, you know, things come to a head, it's had a real serious impact on community. But at this point, this shit has to tell us, you know, what side people are truly on. If folks are truly for the community, they can't be trying to play the community for something that will benefit them personally. We know another thing we found out is Dr. Abdullah's union, which I stood in support of many fucking years, also supported Senator Keela Weber's SB 437 and SB 518. Again, 437 is basically denying us any immediate reparations, but instead calling for another 3 to 5 year study. And SB 518 is basically a bill talking about bringing us a bureau, which initially was going to put it inside of the Department of Justice, but also has language to where it will service other people too. And again, we know every time our shit is made available to other people, we tend to get the least out of it. So, yeah, we need actually more than what they're providing to immigrants right now. And this is something else we've seen a lot of these same people champion over the summer, is resource. I'm upset right now, y'all. That's why I could barely fucking think. I ain't gonna front. I'm mad than a motherfucker right now. It's painful when people you've worked this fucking closely with do this shit, and you see at the end of the day, it's not about us as a whole. I think I was starting to say, you know, other ways they're connected to this. You know, for the study, last year Gavin Newsom approved $12 million to go into reparations, and $6 million of that will go to the California State University, which is where Dr. Abdullah works. And she quite often shares, you know, Black Lives Matter was born with a number of students from Cal State LA. But what our people need right now cannot just be limited to Black Lives Matter or colleges and all of that. Because again, we have seniors that ain't going to college. We got folks in my age, younger than me, young people who ain't thinking about no fucking college. And at this point, a lot of people who go to these colleges leave because of the racism that exists on those campuses. But fucking mad, y'all. I'm fucking mad. Yeah, 12 million is peanuts. Brandy joined us, the Cal State Connection. We've been watching the crooks closely for a while. We need to address the corrupt studies by folks like UCLA's Dr. Tyrone Howard. He works in blackface. BLM LA has long since been exploiting token black incidents and cases completely disconnected with families involved. Communities need to call out the fakes. Black Power, loved ones, good morning. And yeah, I was sharing, you know, part of the hesitation in coming forward with this earlier when we really saw to what extent, you know, they were attempting to protect Isaac, going back to last December when our sister Brandy, who's right here, her and our brother Raymond were chasing Isaac around. You know, that was the first time they actually reached out to me asking if we could fall back on him. And again, this is an organization who will call out everybody except for who Melina's close to, which is Karen Bass. A few years ago, she actually endorsed Herb Wesson, and a lot of people know he and Mark Ridley Thomas are the godfathers of gentrification in LA, in Los Angeles. But yeah, you know, they really target certain people, but not those who they are close to, which suggests to a lot of people they are working under the control, or at least in collaboration with black Democrats. And black Democrats have been even more dangerous than fucking Republicans in Democratic ran cities and Democratic ran states. So yeah, you know, it's going to have a lot of effect, because we know a lot of people within certain you know, education, labor, and other areas will continue to support, you know, what they're pushing to, like I was saying the other day, uphold a black elitist status quo, which they don't get. As they turn their backs on the rest of us, that's going to leave them more isolated and vulnerable for fucking attack on the back end. Bottom line. And some might even try to say, oh, it's because billions. No, it's because y'all didn't pay fucking attention to the pattern of how they do motherfuckers who sell their own people out. Bottom line. Bottom fucking line. And you know, to wanna protect or support Isaac is one thing, but when you start going where you will attempt to block us from going after him, and then actually try to validate him to seduce more of our people into supporting this motherfucker who sold us out. You know, were Gavin to get into president, to become president, that would be a guarantee, no fucking reparations. If he's not doing this shit on the motherfucking state level, if he's fucking concerned on the state level, he will have them same concerns as a motherfucking president for 4 to 8 more fucking years. And again, that's what we as black people cannot fucking keep waiting for. You know, a lot of these people are in more comfortable positions, not, you know, dealing with the challenges that the majority of black people are dealing with right now. So that's why they attempt to keep this fucking status quo that is resulting in benign neglect. But at this point, I can no longer have concerns for any folks in our community who can accept and acknowledge the motherfucking truth. You know, they do their best to subjectively buy people into the bullshit, but objectively, y'all, this is why the fuck we're losing. Political shenanigans just like fucking this. we're constantly being sold some bullshit while we get nothing, but yet they're on the motherfucking front line for Palestine, for immigrants, for every fucking thing other than black people right here in our communities that are going through fucking hell. So, you know, this will be the beginning. I haven't fully committed to running against Isaac, but that's pretty much what everybody wants me to do. There's some who still kind of want me to run for mayor. A lot of folks in the movement are going to get behind Butch Ware, but it looks like most people want me to go after Isaac to break up this bullshit, especially now that they're selling this bullshit to students who will be the next generation of folks in their position to continue this shit. Like I said the other day, if we don't bust this shit the fuck up now, that's why I couldn't stomach it no more hearing them sell that bullshit, especially when she said, Gavin Newsom, if you want the black vote, you need to sign this. Fuck that bill. And everybody pushing that fucking bullshit, they are selling us the fuck out. And if you are too fucking weak to acknowledge that, then your ass deserves to be on the plantation for another fucking 400 years. Some of us, we are the ones that got off the plantations the last time. We have fucking wrecked it, and we're gonna get off the plantation this time. And fuck everybody who's down with that devil ass fucking agenda.